morning, I had an amazing privilege. In my front yard is a flagpole, and I had noticed that the flag that was flying upon it had become a little rag and needed to be replaced. The new one arrived in the mailbox, and I went out and had the honor of retiring one and raising another. I stood there for a moment and thanked God that I had the privilege to fly the colors of freedom within my own home, in my own front yard. And as I watched the slight breeze catch the waves of her color, I was reminded of all those who have served in every capacity that I could stand there and raise her. And as I looked down my street, for a moment I thought, oh, how I wish she flew at every home and in every yard. But then I told myself, if she doesn't, it's okay. She's flying in mine. And my neighbors and my friends can see her day and night, for the light shines upon her. So it is with you. You are delegates within your neighborhoods, who is the flag to those who choose not to fly. But in order to be able to fly effectively, you need the information from us, your leaders. You need the training, and you need to be able to know where you're supposed to be, when you're supposed to be there, and what your responsibilities are. In the office of secretary, that is my role, to make sure that the information that the party has is accurate. I had the privilege recently of running for office, and I found many times when I tried to contact delegates or individuals, the information was incorrect. You can imagine how frustrating that was. But I thought how much more frustrating it was for the person who needed to make a decision to vote, who never got to talk to me because I couldn't get a hold of them. As your party secretary, one of my primary responsibilities will be to make sure that your information is accurate. I will work with the precinct chairs and the vice chairs to make sure that that is correct and that you get the information you need. Second, I want to help in training. I want precinct chairs and vice chairs to know what their role is. One of the greatest privileges we have, the caucus system, is under attack. Someone asked me how I felt about that, and I said, well, I'll tell you what. If it was good enough for George Washington and Thomas Jefferson to be selected as delegates to go to a convention and draft the Constitution of the United States, it's good enough for Utah. And there's no ways in which we will protect that is if you as vice chairs and precinct chairs can educate the people that live in your communities so that they know to come out, get involved in what we do. Sometimes we're seen as radicals or demons or weird or strange and that we want to control everything. No, what we are is a flag flying on a pole, making sure that she goes straight. We just need to help everybody else come and understand that's what we do here. As a secretary, I want to get involved in that. I grew up in a family that I think my dad taught politics to me before I could even speak. He is the greatest patriot I know, because he taught me to love America, to love our freedoms, and to do everything I can to protect them. I'm running for secretary. I'm not running against Kirby Glad. I'm running for this office. I've run a company for 6 years. I maintain licenses in the state of Nevada that have nothing against them, and in the state of Utah. I know how to make sure that you'll get the information you need so that you can make effective decisions and be the leaders that you need to be. I'm Christy Kane, and I'm asking for your vote as secretary. Let's fly this flag straight. Thank you.
Just to be clear, this is not going to be as good a speech as that. I know right now I'm supposed to tell about what a great job I'm doing, but really all I see is the things I could improve on. I really feel that we need to learn from criticism. I have felt very poignantly as Casey has been campaigning. I accept personal responsibility. I don't really blame others, but I could have done more in the media level campaign. I went and knocked. She's not my district, but I could have done more, and I promise you I will. And I'm asking you to make the same promise. You will do more to support our next nominee. And if you're willing to take that responsibility, would you please applaud the defeat of Matheson right now. I've appreciated criticisms of the way I've been doing my work and our work with the party. I think some of them are very valid points. I think there are some things we have that we can be very proud of as secretary in the party. You might recall that 2 years ago the convention elected a fellow who wasn't very prepared for the job. You were here for that. He was really focused on just a few things, the delegate list and the minutes and things like that, and wasn't really aware of the total job that the secretary is. And so there were a lot of things that didn't get done, and it was put the party in such disarray that he was actually removed from office by the executive committee and the central committee. I was asked to step in and pick up the pieces, and I would humbly submit that I think it's improved. I believe that we now have digitized our precinct records, and we put them online so that anybody with total transparency and accountability can look at the elected delegate list. We have digitized and put online our delegate list so that any candidate, any person, any voter can go online and find out who their elected representatives are. And there is a difference between Christy and myself. I believe in lots of people doing a little bit of work instead of a few people doing a lot of work. And I believe that the person who's most responsible for having their information correct in the delegate list is who? The delegates. Yeah, you guys. So the next step, I believe, is to provide an online system where you can go in and update your own email. There shouldn't have to be people making hundreds of hours of phone calls, as I have done, trying to update the list. That should be an easy way for you to do, and to take your responsibility, making sure you represent your precinct well. We have also made sure that the minutes were produced within a few days. In fact, I think for the first time in our party history, every member of the Central Committee and even delegates are getting minutes of our meetings so that you can stay informed of what's going on in the party. We've also worked in lots of ways. I've prepared myself for this responsibility, and the way I was able to take over and do the job is I did prepare myself in advance. I had been on the executive committee before that for 2 years, and I've worked on the Lincoln Day dinners and the convention. So if one is going to become a member of the steering committee, which is the board of directors of our party, I think it's important to be prepared and being able to see the party function up close and not criticize from afar. I was able to, because I worked so closely with people in the party and different committees, I was able to see what ideas would work and what wouldn't. So I could bring a fresh perspective and new ideas, such as these technology innovations, without reinventing the wheel. Now, the reason I'm running is not because I've done an awesome job, but because I see so much more to do. I do believe that there's much more to do in terms of using technology to modernize our party and having information available online for the voting public as well as for our delegates. Also, as a member of the steering committee, you really do make policies and help to drive the party forward. And there are 5 things that I believe are important for our party to do. And that is, number 1, we need to elect good candidates, good Republicans. And to do that, we must preserve our delegate process. I think we all understand the importance of that. Second, we need to champion the platform. I've driven some of the events we've had in terms of getting the word out, being able to have platform events, and we need to do more of that. We need to get our platform out to the community because that's why we are Republicans. Once we do that, we can grow the party because now we'll know why we should be Republicans. We need to reach out to youth and to new citizens. This is our fastest growing population of new voters. They're going to determine our future. And we've been working on that. And we need to be a beacon of Republican principles. We have Republican strength that needs to flow outside of our county and maybe possibly even outside of our state. So that's why I'm running for secretary, and I would appreciate your vote.